I am Roseanne Gross. I'm the stage manager of Dundee Rep.
So your relationship with Caroline primarily has just been kind of around the building?
Primarily to start with, yeah, just around the building. She passes our office all day in and out of her work. We're sort of the main route out. So yes, lots of smiles and waves and popping in for a gossip every so often and things like that. But she's also worked with us. We've had a session with her looking at looking at how we might like some assistance with our awareness of working with people with different abilities. So she's had a group session with my department specifically, where we identified a couple of girls in the department identified things like they weren't maybe sure how to go about conducting touch tours, which is something we offer if we've got an audio described performance and we've got unusual props and unusual set, we'll offer touch tours. And one girl in particular wasn't sure exactly how she should go about that, so Caroline came in and sort of talked to us about that and talked to us about how we should, basically trying to identify if we were worried about or concerned about working with people with different abilities.
And what's the difference, do you think, about having Caroline in place to kind of do that and be able to give you them the next day or whatever the next time you see her?
That's exactly it. It's again, I think generally, I know the whole sort of disability awareness thing has been going on for years and years and years, but the fact is I've been working in this industry for 12 years and Caroline's the first wheelchair user I've worked with every day. So I think actually just the fact that she's here is opening everybody's eyes up to the fact that she's here and she's just doing her job. From my point of view, it's brilliant to not have to wait. It's brilliant. It was brilliant for the people in my department to be able to ask a question then and there and not have to bottle it up for weeks until somebody came in and then maybe sit in a room full of people for one meeting, which we had a 3-hour session, and ask their questions. People get embarrassed about that, whereas Caroline's just a colleague and a friend, so you can ask her anything, which is great, which is fantastic.
What do you think will happen when she goes? Do you think it will revert to as it was before? Do you think any of that kind of knowledge will stay?
I think there's a lot of people. I'm probably coming from it slightly at the wrong point of view because I've got a lot of personal experience. So Caroline, it's actually, as I said, for me, Caroline is just another colleague. But I think for a lot of people it's just knowing that you've got somebody there that you can speak to about an issue, and it's very easy for somebody who can walk the length of the building and run up and down the stairs to have their point of view on what's needed. It's a complete other when you have to go, well, I'm at the stairs now and the lift's broken. And actually you don't think about it. I mean, even I don't think about it. And I suppose it is that thing of there are just constant. We're a very changing building. Things change all the time. Our sets change all the time. The stage area changes all the time, and it's quite interesting because you don't notice how how quickly something can become inaccessible, unless there's somebody there pointing it out to you. One of the first, it was a question I had raised before Caroline started, but I actually asked Caroline when she first arrived, what are the arrangements for you in case of an emergency where you can't use the lifts and you're upstairs? And so, because I understand that technically you don't want to be lifted out your chair and carried downstairs, but if the building's on fire, do you really want to be left sitting up there? And since then, we've now got evac chairs on the stairwell. So that's it. I mean, it's so simple, but until somebody asks the question, or until, it wasn't even obviously about asking the question, it was until somebody was here regularly who might need the assistance that it was sort of realised actually we do need to do something about that.